Hey guys, it's Skitty and I'm back, and today's video is going to be somewhat of a controversial topic. It's going to be about Depop and the kitten play community drama that's been going on recently. So yeah, I just kind of want, I've seen this drama circulating around and it's been the source of a lot of drama for quite some time now, so I wanted to put my 2 cents on it and give my opinion on it. I guess disclaimer, this is just my personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, go ahead, feel free to express it. I'll respect your opinion as long as you respect my opinion, and I'm not trying to start any arguments or anything. So yeah, I guess first things first, if you're new to the kitten play community or you don't know, Depop is a selling app that you can get on your phone. It's basically where kittens and pets go to list their unwanted gear and or unused gear or whatever. And yeah, it's kind of like eBay except just on your phone. It's also used for normal stuff too. But anyways, so that's what it is. So Depop is meant to be just a selling app, but people use it for trading, and they accept and they do payments through PayPal only. Depop doesn't condone any of this. They do take a cut of your money, like it's like $3 or something for selling through them. But anyways, yeah. So where does the drama begin? I guess the drama begins when kittens get gear greedy. Now what I mean by this is they, like all the well-known shops like Skittxn, TKC, AC, Little Lycan, shops that are big and are known for doing releases, what ends up happening is they do releases, and then these people go to the releases, they grab their items, like the items from the release, and then 10-20 minutes later you can check Depop and they have the item listed. And when you find these items listed on Depop, it's a 50-50 chance that sometimes the post will be like, oh, I missed these ears, if someone has them and they don't love them, I would love to have them. So it's like an ISO post or an in search of post. And the other times it's just someone who actually grabbed the item and they're like, oh, if I don't like the item, I'm going to trade it. Or being like, I'm not sure about this, if I don't like it, it's not my style, or yada yada yada. So that's essentially where the drama stems, because essentially these people are just buying items from these popular releases just so they can use the items as trade fodder on Depop or bargaining chips. So say for example, Skittxn has a release. Someone grabs a set that someone else wanted and they, like 10 minutes later, they list it on Depop being like, I don't know how I feel about this set, I got it, but I may be up for trade. And this really pisses people off. And the reason that it pisses people off is because this person doesn't even want the set. They're essentially just putting it on Depop so they can trade it for better gear, or gear that they actually want. Now this takes away the chance for other people to buy the item. And what if that other person really wanted the item and they really loved it? And you're just taking away their chance to get that item or set or whatever it may be. And it's happening a lot recently because the community, or the online community especially, seems to be so obsessed with gear. So my personal opinion on this is, if you know you're not gonna like the item, or you know it's not your style, why don't you just leave it for someone to actually like, who actually wants it and will actually cherish the set or the item? Leave it for them, give them a chance to get it, you know what I mean, instead of using it for trade fodder or a bargaining chip on Depop. Like, I just personally, my personal opinion is, I think that's very rude and disrespectful to do that. Like, it's just very rude, not only to the people that actually want the set, but to the shop owners themselves. Because you gotta think about it. If a shop owner sees that, it's kind of like you're saying, hey, I know your item is worth a decent amount for a bargaining chip, as a bargaining chip, so, but I don't personally like your item, but I'm just gonna buy your stuff and just use it to get something better. That's essentially what it looks like. So it's very disrespectful, and I think that if you personally know that you're not gonna wear something, or you're not gonna like it, then don't bother buying it. I don't see why you're gonna, I know it's your money and all, but why waste it on something that you don't want? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now I understand that sometimes you buy gear and you don't like it, you don't end up not loving it as much as you thought. That's totally fine, that's perfectly fine. The issue is also that people are listing these items before they even receive it in the mail. So like, they'll get like TKC ears, and they'll list it like 10 minutes after the release, being like, if I don't like it, I'll trade it for this, this, and this, and this. And it's like, you don't even have the item yet. Why are you already listing it? Like, you don't even, like, I just don't understand. Like, you're literally listing something on Depop. It's not even in your hands, and you're already like taking offers for it. It's just completely rude and disrespectful, and I can see why that makes people upset. Now, don't get me wrong. I get the whole counter argument. It's like, it's my money, I can do what I want with my property. That's fine, but at the same time, it's just so not needed, and it's so, I can see why it's infuriating. Now, I've been on both spectrums of the releases. I've been on the losing side where someone else takes it and then they list it, and it sucks. I get it, it sucks. But I've also been successful at releases, and sometimes I don't like the item, and that's totally fine too. Like, I'm not saying don't list something that you don't love, but at least wait for it to get to your hands. That's all I'm saying. And then, sorry, let me shift a little. And then another thing that's like been super, like, you would think that just trading is the issue, but it's also selling, like on Depop. So I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's common sense that once you buy something from a shop and it gets to your hands, the value of that goes down because it becomes used. It becomes secondhand, like it's not from the original seller. So when normally it's common courtesy to, when you're selling something used, to kind of mark it down a little bit than its original resale value, than its original sale value, I should say, because the resale value is already lowered because it's secondhand, right? But some people on Depop are upcharging the items, and it's like say you bought a pair of ears from Skittxn, you got like, you paid like what, $45 for it, and then there are people trying to sell that same pair of ears, like that pair of ear, for like $55. And I understand that Depop takes a fee, and I can understand if you're trying to get your money back, but say you want your money back because you don't like the item, that's fine. So it was originally $45, that's what you paid. If you want to charge $50, that's fine, because that includes shipping, and it makes up for it. That way you get your $45 back. It makes sense. But there are some people that are like, oh, well, I paid $70 for this set, let me charge $100 for it. Like, what? That makes no sense. That's just so rude as well. I feel like you should never try to make a profit out of someone else's hard work. It's just so disrespectful to the shop owners. And it's like, I don't know. And then there's, I guess it's more bearable when the item is in mint condition, you know what I mean? But like, I've seen people trying to upsell like TKC ears, and they look like garbage. Like, they're all matted, they've been through hell, and it's like, if you know your item is damaged or not as in good condition as when you received it, why are you trying to charge more or like the same as if it's new? It makes no sense. I think you should price your items based on how you've kept it, not only just the what you paid for it, but like, or the sale value, but like the condition of it. Like, take that into consideration. I'm personally the type of person that takes good care of their gear, and if you buy from me, like, then if you buy from me, I feel like my prices are reasonable. Like, I take good care of my gear, so if I'm trying to get my money back, I even still like lower the value a little bit. Like, if I paid $30 for something, I'll charge like $25 because I keep my stuff in good condition. But there are some people that are just so outright ridiculous with their pricing. It's just like, I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. And that's, bidding is a different story. Like, I know people put up kiwi ears for bidding on Depop as well, but I feel like that's different just because, or that's more acceptable just because that's people offering, you know, however much they're willing to pay. But still, I don't know. And that's it's a whole different can of worms, I guess. It's one way to put it. But yeah, I don't know, it's just very, like I said, I know both sides of the spectrum. I know that it really, really sucks to see an item that you missed in a release, and then it's just being listed on Depop like 10 minutes later, being like for trade. And it's just, it can be very frustrating. I understand that, and I do think it's rude. Like I said, the counter argument that the people use is, oh, it's my money, it's my property, I do what I want with it. I just feel like you should give people a chance, especially if you know that you're not going to like the item, you know what I mean? And I think you should try to be fair and like take the Hoshikins release from last week, I believe, or her past release. There was a lot of cute items, like the nebula ears, the bat ears were super cute. I love those. But I didn't even go to the release because I knew that they're not my style. I knew I wouldn't appreciate it, and I wanted to give other people a chance. I just think it's respectful, and I wouldn't feel right taking something and then just listing it on Depop to use for trade fodder. Like I said, I think it's rude to not only the people but the shop owners themselves, and that's just my view on it. Like I said, if you genuinely receive something in the mail, and you don't like it, that's fine, but at least, like I said, wait until it's in your hands to make a posting about it. Because if you post it right after a release, it just looks like you just got it for trade, even if that's not the case. That's just what it looks like. Another thing that I've seen going a lot on Depop is literally just like people doing trades with each other. That's fine, that's their business. I personally do trades as well. But I've seen that sometimes people, like, before their trade with this person is like, there's A and B, right? They're doing a trade. Before their trade is even done, like say a person is already talking to another person about trading what this person's gonna give them. And it's just like, again, you don't even have the item in your hands, and it's just so rude to the person you're already trading with, because it's like, well, why are we even trading if you don't want my item? Or you're just going to use my item as like trade fodder for something else you want more. I don't know, it's just very rude. I don't know, it's just, again, I'm not signaling anyone out, I'm not talking about anyone in specific. It's just kind of like, I see it happen a lot of people do this, and that's why I'm talking about it. But yeah, that's essentially my thought on it. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. I would love to hear your thoughts. I still love Depop. I think it's a great resource for newer pet players or people who are on a budget, because people are constantly posting new gear. I love Depop. I check it like 3 times a day or something like that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear your opinions on the matter. What do you think? I'd love to have a discussion. I don't want any arguments in the comment section. Like I said, this is just my opinion. You're allowed to have your own opinion. If you can't have a mature discussion, don't waste our time, because I'm not about that arguing life. And if you're incapable of sharing an opinion without starting an argument, you're probably not mature enough to be in the community, just saying. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like I said, leave me your ideas or your opinions in the comments. As always, any questions or video suggestions are always welcome. Oh, one more thing to add about Depop. Also beware of scammers. There's a lot of scammers on Depop, so definitely be careful. Make sure you're protecting yourself if you're doing a trade. Check out their other person's reviews. They're sold reviews, not just purchase reviews. And if they don't have any reviews or they're a new user, definitely like make sure they send you pictures with their username on it, make them send first and stuff like that. Definitely protect yourself. I don't want you guys getting scammed or upcharged or whatever. Another thing, yeah, know the value of the gear, like I said. Yeah, alright, I guess that's it for this video. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling now, getting my last minute thoughts out. But yeah, hope you guys have been well. I love you. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in a later video. Next video will probably be the DDLG tag, because I want to get more DDLG content up on my channel. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.